Hi everybody, Dr. Zach here. Hey, it's been a while since I put out a video, but I intentionally took a break during the political election season just because there was way too much noise going on. And I was pretty well convinced that as brilliant as I am, that I probably wasn't going to be able to say anything to sway you one direction or the other when it came to filling out your ballot. But now we're past that. We're kind of in a limbo season right now. In fact, we still have the old administration that's kind of working its way through. And the new administration is getting ready to take off and launch come January. So in this time, there's two things that can happen to us because of the unknown, the not knowing what direction things are going to go. We can recoil in fear because of the unknown, or we can say, you know what, there's going to be change that takes place, and we're going to embrace it, and we're going to take and move forward with it and what it looks like. I choose to move forward, and I chose that 4 years ago, even though things didn't go in the election way that I had anticipated. I chose to embrace it. We were in a crazy season during that time with COVID and everything that it exposed. And if it exposed anything at all besides the fact that we're resilient and we can overcome even laboratory enhanced viruses, it exposed corruption. It exposed global corruption that affected our medical systems, our medical industrial complex, our the pharma system that's going on, and our food system that was involved in that. We saw that our experts were exposed for being frauds, for being sold out to the medical industrial complex, being sold out to the people that were wanting to make money off of this whole situation. We see our medical doctors that if they believed COVID and they followed it, hopefully by now they've awakened to where they no longer do that. But we had so many of them that completely ignored their education, their background, everything that they were taught, so that they could embrace this woke science that was based upon nothing that had any kind of evidence behind it. And they were basically worthless. They were worthless pawns. They didn't serve to make us more healthy. They actually served the system to cause more sickness and disease. And we saw numbers increase in overall mortality. And it wasn't because of the virus, it was because of the treatments from the virus that took place. Exposure happened. Well, now we're in a season. And when it comes to health, we've got a new leader that's going to be taking over, or at least that's been proposed. He still hasn't been approved through the system yet, but we've got Robert F. Kennedy Jr. that's been named to be the next Secretary of the Health and Human Services. And I'm excited about this because here's a guy who's been fighting corruption in healthcare for over 20 years. He's filed thousands of suits against people involved in the corruption that's taken place in that. He's studied all of the different outcomes that take place. And even though the medical community right now is reeling in panic and claiming loudly that he is the worst thing that could possibly happen, he has no background, he has no expertise in this, he's not the right person, it's going to be tragedy when he takes over, I'm convinced that he's the right person at the right time, because the system we have right now is about as bad as it can possibly get. Here in the United States, we make up about 5% of the world's population, and we take 70% of all the drugs, more than all the other countries combined. We take 80 to 90% of all the painkillers in the world. Our kids get more vaccines than any other kids anywhere else in the world, and now 1 in 34 of them is on the autism spectrum. We see that we're getting sicker and sicker all the time. 54% of our population under 40 is now chronically ill, taking medication every day to try to combat these chronic diseases that are taking place. And nothing has been said about building health, restoring health, making ourselves more resilient. Everything is a reaction-based approach and trusting medicine for the answers to that. Well, guess what? It's been exposed. It doesn't work. This corrupt system that's based upon woke science has been exposed. And there's a new leader that's coming into town that's going to change things. And I'm excited about this because as somebody who for 33 years has been practicing true health care, it's opening up doors of opportunity for people to start listening once again to what we have to speak. That it's people like me and other natural healthcare practitioners who have been vocal against everything that went on during COVID that have the strategies for how we can make ourselves healthy, how we can make America healthy again, how we can take and embrace a lifestyle that nurtures the innate healing capacity that our bodies are created with. And so I'm excited about it. There's going to be a rebirth that takes place in healthcare. And I'm excited because people like me that have been engaged in this for 33 years are going to be the people that are going to be able to speak truth, and people now start to listen to the things that we have to say, and they can take back responsibility for their health. So with that said, get ready, because we're going to take and we're going to embrace 2025, and we're going to make America healthy again. God bless you, and make today a good one.